Hey everyone, welcome to this next video on the signs. Today we're going to talk about Pisces in astrology. What does it mean if you've got any planets in Pisces, as well as if you want to understand more about particular houses that have this sign as a part of them. So this is qualities. Again, signs are qualities, so these are characteristics that you'll see come through specific areas of life, and as well as your personality if you've got some prominent planets in there, particularly your sun, moon, or ascendant sign. But also Mercury, Mars, and Venus on that secondary personal level, and even to a degree Jupiter and Saturn as well. Collectively, the outer planets. So Pisces. Now this is a very controversial sort of sign. There's a lot of different interpretations about it. For good reason. I mean, this is the end of the Zodiac. This is a very spiritual sign. It's the last of the water signs. So there's a lot of different opinions out there. This is going to be my personal opinion on this particular sign, and hopefully it does help illuminate these areas for you. So basically Pisces is, first of all, the end of the signs, considered the end of the Zodiac. And so this is where we come full circle back to the original starting point, right? So it does symbolize endings, but it's not the type of endings of like the deeper type of transformations, which is Scorpio and Ophiuchus, but more of when we come to the end and we find peace, right? This is at the end of the journey, basically, where we find that peace and presence and acceptance of the journey and of the life process. So when we have that, essentially certain types of qualities come through. As you would imagine, people with these placements will have a very strong peace about them, a very strong presence about them. They're very intuitive in nature. They're very tranquil in nature too, as you might guess. They're very trusting. Because, you know, Pisces, you can see this particularly in the constellation, at least this is my interpretation of the constellation, is that you have two fish tied together by a string, moving in different directions, okay? Now, the key with this is that, first of all, they're connected, right? And this is a big emphasis of Pisces, is that we're all connected. When you have that connection to all that is, to God or the universe, however you see that personally for yourself, and this is a very strong personal relationship here that we're talking about. Again, it's water. But when you have that connection, you realize that we're all connected. You know, everything is connected. So that's what the string, I believe, symbolizes. And it's all connected at a point, right? So it's that point. It's that 0 point that we're all connected to. Now, the other aspect of it too is that there is duality, right? There are two fish, and we are talking about a mutable sign here. So it's being aware that there is duality, or at least we see in terms of duality in our existence, in our lives. So it's about accepting that. It's about merging and combining the dual aspects, just like with the transformative energies of Scorpio and Ophiuchus, but much more in that accepting, you know, having the faith, having the trust that everything is connected and is unfolding in divine timing. You know, there's one thing about fish is that they're always going with the flow. Wherever the current is going, they'll use the current, right? So this is very symbolic for this, in that there is a current to life, you know, to the creation. And so it's finding that through having faith and trust in the creator, if you believe in that, or in the initial, you know, process of the whole thing, or just the process in and of itself, right? So it can be very trusting as a result. Very mindful, as you might imagine, because they have that presence. Very empathic and compassionate, usually. And this can be seen very strongly with feminine energies like moon, but even in, you know, masculine or outer energies like the sun, you can see that come through. And these experiences can really be cultivated in your life, so you can have more of that compassion, because that's what happens. When we accept things for the way that they are, we are just naturally that much more compassionate for those around us. So that's Pisces in terms of it being a constellation. Another indicator of this is that it is opposite Virgo in the natal chart. And if you recall, Virgo is very much about perfection, the earthly type of perfection in terms of what we can do to improve and be the best version of ourselves. Now, Pisces, completely opposite this, is a reminder that there really is no earthly perfection. In fact, the only thing that's perfect is the divine process, or the creator, you know, God, this infinite creation that is perfect in the way that it is, right? It's been created, it is perfect in the way that it is, because the creator was perfect in the way that it is. So it's understanding that there's a higher power and that things are already perfect, the way that they are. Now, of course, this has to be balanced, right? So if you do have a lot of Pisces energy, there's a lot of this acceptance, willingness to go with the flow, etc. It is good to ground this with Virgo, which is that we're not just here to, meditate. I mean, some of us are, depending on our life path, but we're here to have a balanced, holistic approach to life, which is implementing, in this sense, the Piscean qualities into the everyday experiences, which is Virgo. Virgo is drawing on that Pisces energy to help ground and actualize and embody this spiritual energy here on earth, whether it's through our work, whether it's through our self-improvement, helping others, etc., which again was all Virgo. You can do it vice versa too. If you've got a lot of Virgo in your chart, it can help balance out Virgo by having more faith, trust, and willingness to go with the flow. So, it's very deep. It's very watery. Like I said, it's the end of the zodiac, so it does pull on very deep unconscious, very deep subconscious elements of the self. But these are the natural qualities that do come as a result. It is mutable, which again is that dual energy. So when we do have the Piscean approach to life, we're that much more flexible. Our other areas of life have that much more adaptivity to them, as you might imagine. It's feminine in nature, again, very receptive in its approach. And it's associated with the 12th house, which the 12th house is the area of life. And it's ruled by Jupiter traditionally and Neptune modernly. So if you want more information on Pisces, check to see where Jupiter and Neptune are in your charts. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys all next time. Take care.